Okay, it is November 5th, 2020, and this video is showing my attempts to replace two of the PROMs on the Esch's Aurunmilla reproduction PCB that I've created. What you see running here is a test program that I wrote for the board so I can quickly test all the hardware and find problems. And it's working correctly right now. But what's going to happen in a few minutes is these two PROMs are going to, well, this PROM is going to start to overheat even though I've installed a heatsink on the top. It's going to overheat and it's going to cause the horizontal sink to start to mess up. So unfortunately, using this PROM is not going to work for installing inside of a cabinet, so I need to come up with a different solution. And I have come up with a different solution, which I'm going to be working on applying today. So we're going to see if my replacement for the PROM works. This is my first attempt doing it, so it may fail, but I'm pretty excited. Alright. So here's what it does when the PROM gets too hot. And interestingly, if I spray some cold spray on the PROM, then the problem goes away temporarily. So that's how I know that PROM is getting too hot. Alright, so now I'm going to go start working on my solution to replace this PROM. Okay, I had these PCBs made. So the original PROM sockets are up here, and then this is for a CPLD device, which is kind of like an FPGA. It's also programmed in VHDL like an FPGA. But unlike an FPGA, it remembers its state. So it'll be a nice, in theory, it'll be a nice replacement for these PROMs because it's much faster. It's 5 volt tolerant even though it runs at 3.3 volts. So yeah, so I'm going to solder it up now. Since the surface mount is a little bit tricky, I'm probably going to use the method where I put some solder paste on the pads and then put the component on the pads and then heat the whole board up. And then once everything is in the right place, then I'll use like an iron in flux to remove solder bridges. So okay, I think I'll work on that now. Okay, so soldering's done. This looks like it might actually work. Because here's the board, and I can just insert it on the top and push down gently, and there it goes. See if I can zoom out. So I'm going to go power it on and see if I can program it. This is the moment of truth. Okay, well, I've experienced a major setback. Basically, the pins that I placed on the PCB for this chip are completely wrong, because when I was looking at the data sheet, I was looking at the wrong package of this chip to assign the pins, so this PCB is completely useless, and all my work is a waste. It's so sad. Okay, so really, I can't think of any way to salvage this, so I think making a new PCB is my only choice, which is really sad because I have to wait a week to get it from China. But these are the mistakes that we have to make in order to learn and progress, so I will hopefully never make this mistake again. Okay, it's November 16th, 2020, and I finally got the new PCB in down here. So here's the old one I soldered that will not work, and here's the new one. So I'm going to start soldering up the new one. Okay, I'm about to try programming this CPLD, and the good news is that when I try to get the device ID, this time it actually works. So what should happen is, as soon as I program it, it should start. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, this probably means I have a defect in my program somewhere. I should have put some test points on here so I could sniff it with the logic analyzer. But this is good progress. Okay, inside of the CPLD programmer, the Xilinx ISE Project Navigator, I wrote some unit tests for my VHDL design, and fortunately the tests caught a problem when the vertical PROMs address is set to F8, which I was hoping would happen. I figured there would be a problem, so now I'm going to investigate where I went wrong with that address. Okay, I found at least one problem in my VHDL code. So at location F8 inside the PROM, the location is supposed, or the value is supposed to be 4, but in my code I have the value set to 4 if the address is FB. So what if I just change this to F8 and then rerun the tests? Alright, so it looks like all the tests passed now. So that was the only problem, so if I reprogram the CPLD, hopefully everything should start working. Okay, that didn't fix the problem, but I think I found another problem. And that is there is a little solder bridge right there. I don't know if you can see it between these two pins. So hopefully once I fix that, things will start working. Okay, I fixed the solder bridge, I think. So now I'm going to plug this back in. And hopefully it works perfectly now. Yay! Alright, so after much failure and retrying, I have now successfully replaced the two hard to find horizontal and vertical PROMs, the two sync PROMs, with a modern CPLD. So maybe the next step is to replace the color PROM with the CPLD, but that doesn't really seem to, I don't really seem to be having overheating problems, so maybe I'll just leave that alone. But these ones were definitely overheating, so having it replaced is a very good milestone. So I hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.